Right then, this is Sharky from SHAR-KADE. So, yesterday I spent a ton of time on the Guardians of the Galaxy unit, added some new titles, took us a whole day to get the new titles actually working properly. I had an absolute headache, and it was something simple to fix it. So I ended up spending the whole day adding a couple of new titles to the unit. Come to do some custom grills. Um, and my printer broke. Literally, my printer died on us. So I've brought it back to life. I have had a spare one for a while. That one, the carriage and that was destroyed. I didn't really look after it well. But this one, yeah, I've kept it pristine. And it just stopped working, completely stopped working. And I've stripped it down, swapping parts out. I could not for the life of us get it working. It's been an absolute headache. I'm not really one for repairing printers anyways. So it's something I've not done a lot of. But I managed to strip everything down, put it all back together. All it was the bloody sensor. That's all it was causing us the issue. Was the sensor. So I've had to get it all rewired. Had to figure it out anyways. What was the issue to start with? But like I say, it was just a sensor. So I've rewired it all, tested it all. I've just got to do a test print, but the carriage and everything's moving as it should be. It wasn't moving properly. It was actually going down all the time to the point it hit the actual bottom. And these printers aren't light machines; they're quite heavy and bulky machines to mess on with. Last night I ended up ordering another one. Ended up costing us about 1,600 quid. They're usually about 2.5 grand. That's due next week, some point. It was going to take over a month, but I managed to find someone who can actually ship it, and I'll have it by a week's time. So it was going to hold up all the builds. Like I say, I've still got to do some tests. I've got to make sure it's printing spot on. And hopefully we're back into the swing of things. So the Guardians of the Galaxy one held us up yesterday and most of the day, like I say. Then the printer just went on us. This, I'm going to try and get the grills done if I can tomorrow. I'm going to come in tomorrow, try and get the grills done, get this unit basically ready for Monday. Then I can do a video. This unit is all configured. I've just got to do a video and stuff. I need to test the Wii controller kit. That's the only thing left to do on there is test the Wii controller stuff, set up the Wii controller games. That's it. So I'm going to try and get a video as well of that done Monday. The recoil and everything has all been updated on the gun kit as well. There's a few new games, like I say. There's what's the games? There's Deadstone Pirates on here, which works extremely well. We've actually got a because on Deadstone Pirates you've got the wheel. So for the left and right pinball, you just hold those buttons and it'll spin the wheel for the screen. And then we've just mapped another exit key. We've also sorted the issue that we had previously as well with demul shooter. So we shouldn't no longer need demul shooter on the tools option of Hyperspin. I'll still keep it on there if you want to do any calibration and stuff like that. I do have a active recoil and deactivate recoil. There's only one game that is on by default for the recoil, and that's Aliens Extermination. But other than that, the recoil and everything you can have off by default. You can go into our tools option and just load up the main hooker, which activates the recoil. Quit that, and then all your games will have recoil. A lot of them are simulated recoil. The Zombie Sailors, I think it's called, like some Japanese game. That is simulated recoil, but I've done it to the point it's perfect. When you pull the trigger, it's perfect on there. It's like it's true recoil for the game. Other rail shooters is usually set to an 8 recoils per second, and that gives you the almost true recoil for rail shooter games, stuff like Transformers, and stuff like that. I've also sorted out Tomb Raider as well. Tomb Raider was a bit of an issue because the way I had the recoil mapped, if I pulled the trigger, it would bring on an on-screen display. Managed to fix that, so now we have recoil for Tomb Raider and other bits and pieces. So I've done a ton of fixes. It has delayed us a little bit because I was hoping to have this finished yesterday. It's delayed us. Ended up costing us a bloody 1,600 quid. But at least I've got a spare one coming in case anything else goes wrong in the future. Like I say, it's not guaranteed. I've still got to do a print. I'm pretty confident, no, it's going to be fine. The prints, everything were perfectly fine before. It was just the main carriage. And because of the sensor had gone, the carriage kept dropping. And that's what the issue was. I think I've got a couple of screws inside somewhere as well. I've literally had this whole machine stripped right down. So I'll have a couple of screws in there, which I'll dust out. I'll give it a clean up as well because I like this machine. I like to keep it clean as I can. If you look at that thing over there, this one's just a state. The carriage is all wobbly. All the cables are chewed. It hasn't seen its best days, that one, but luckily enough the sensor was working fine for that one. But it took us the most of last night because I was in work on 7. It took us most of the time to get that unit at least tested and stripped down and stuff like that. Then I was wiring bits between the machines to see if certain parts were working and see what parts were working and what weren't. And for the life of us, I couldn't figure it out. And I managed to get this tested. But I've just got to anchor that in to make sure that doesn't move. Because if that goes off slightly, it's not going to work. So I'll make sure that's all anchored in properly. And then I'll be able to crack on. If you're all waiting for a design offers, obviously I haven't had time to get any designs finished. I will try and sit down tomorrow, get all next week's designs done. I've got a 4-player unit I'm starting. I've got some control panels and I have a stand-up as well. I believe I'm starting. So it's going to be a busy week next week. I'm glad it hasn't delayed us over a week. Like I say, I'm hoping I can get this going tomorrow. So if it hasn't delayed us any longer, I should be good for mid-September to catch up with most of the orders. There will be 1 or 2 left till after then, but there still may be chance to get a machine for Christmas as well. If I had to wait an extra week, 2 weeks, it would have done win. Like I say, some places was a month it would take to get a new machine, and I just couldn't do it. And there's not many people that can repair these machines. So I've got an idea anyways now of how they work inside and stuff like that, what boards do what and so on and so on. I've got some spare parts as well, so if I do ever need to swap anything out, I've got a few spare parts. The new machine, like I say, I'll keep that brand new. I'll store it away, and I'll use that whenever this one decides to have the end of its life. Not sure why the sensor would have gone, because like I say, this machine's been well looked after. But yeah, as you could probably tell by my voice, I'm quite knackered, so I'm gonna go home, chill out for today, because I've had a stressful couple of days, and then I'm gonna get back into the swing of it tomorrow, and just make sure everything's ready for Monday. Next week I'm gonna work flat out, and then the next upcoming weeks I'm going to try and get as much of the next few units done, and the spare time I've got through next week as well, I'll be working on design work as well for the next lot, just so I can keep the orders rolling out the door. So make sure you like, share, subscribe to the videos, hit that notification bell, and I will catch us in the next one. Bye.